So I'm going to propose an idea that might be a little bit shocking and controversial for some of the women out there. I believe that women are as guilty of creating the glass ceiling as men are. I'm going to share with you some of the reasons why I think that's the truth. I was at a conference, high-level managers and executives. Without exception, I was asked, so who are you with? Every single person in the room. What company are you with? Who are you with? When they asked who are you with, the implication was what company are you with? Because it was men and women in that room. Then I went to a conference put together by women, for women, in support of women. And without exception, every single one of the women there asked me, who do you work for? Who do I work for? I don't work for anyone. Thank you very much. That's me getting my back up, right? I'm with risk. Who do I work for implies subjugation, implies that somebody's above me. Who am I with implies that I'm with a team of people. And so when I'm introducing somebody that I work with, I always make sure, we often are by ourselves, but if I'm with somebody, I always make sure to introduce myself first and say, hey, my name is Rene and I work with so-and-so. Because if I let so-and-so start the conversation, they're going to say, I work for Rene, and I just can't stand that. My team is finally starting to understand, and they're finally starting to shift their language as well and say, hey, I'm with Rene, and I'm with risk, and I'm with. They're starting to understand that. But I believe that women create this ceiling themselves. Other ways that this glass ceiling happens, right, is this competition that occurs where women only have so many seats at the table, and so they have to build themselves up. So rather than helping another woman who might be more qualified for a particular position, because there's a limited number of seats at the table, we keep them down so that we can get there. Now, I'm the kind of person that I want to build somebody else up. I want to help somebody else up. I'm going to always give credit where credit is due. It does not matter to me, man or woman. Right? So I was writing a paper. It was a co-authored a paper, actually. And my marketing director put together a whole bunch of information. She pulled a bunch of information for me. She kind of outlined the paper. And then one of my other team members, also a woman, she put a bunch of information together. I put both their names on the paper. Now, I recognize I'm a woman. And so I was putting the names of other women on that paper. But I found it interesting that they were like, well, you don't need to put my name on the paper because, I'm not the one presenting. Why diminish who you are and your contribution to that? Come on. You were part of this. You're a critical part of this process. Of course your name's going on that paper. Crazy to me where women will themselves put themselves down and they'll help keep other women down rather than lifting up another woman, rather than shoving up, rather than helping up. We are our own worst enemies. If we help support each other, the men in the room will have to take notice of us. But when we play ourselves down or we step on someone else, the men in the room don't have to do anything except sit back and watch. You want to break through that glass ceiling? You want to get through the glass ceiling? You want to make the glass ceiling go away? Well then, support each other. Move each other forward. And don't be afraid to shine yourself. Step out into the light and say, I can do this. I know how. And be a part of the team at the same time. seems kind of contradictory, maybe, being a part of the team and shining. Is it really, though? Because if the whole team was able to shine and allowed themselves to shine and encourage each other to shine, the whole team as a whole would shine. And so then you have a company that stands out. So these organizations that have figured out that a diverse team that uses men and women, they support each other, they work with each other, they hire and build up women, the ones that recognize that that diversity is important, they are starting to shine. The bottom dollar is higher and more stable and more effective because they recognize it.